In the Microsoft AZ900, it's important to understand the different types of Azure storage services. Azure Storage includes multiple different types of storage, such as Azure Files. Azure Files are a great way that we can access storage in Azure using SMB and NFS. Now, SMB is the default type of Windows file sharing protocol that we use. NFS is the default Linux one. Nowadays, Linux and Windows both understand each other, so it really doesn't matter whether you use SMB or NFS because both operating systems will work with either one. Then you have Azure Tables. This is a structured or schemaless NoSQL data that stores in the Azure cloud. It gives you a scalable and cost-efficient solution for storing large volumes of non-relational data that does not require complex queries or relationships. In other words, NoSQL. Blob storage is the most common type of storage because it allows for massive unstructured data, such as files and videos. Unstructured just means any type of data in any type of location that you would like to put inside the blob storage. So whatever makes sense to you, that's how you're going to add that storage and access it. Remember, it's disorganized and unstructured. Now, that's not a bad thing. That's the way we've been doing file sharing for decades. However, it's something that you should be aware of for the AZ900 exam. Another type of storage is going to be Azure Disk Storage, and this is what we refer to as block-level storage. It's very similar to traditional disk drives. Azure disks are available in standard hard disk drives, standard SSD, as well as premium SSD, and Ultra Disk. Now, the standard HDD or hard disk drive is the most cost-efficient, but is also going to be the slowest. And the further you go up to Ultra Disk, those are going to cost more, have faster access with lower latency. Then we have Azure Queue Storage. This is a service for storing large quantities of messages that can be accessed from anywhere in the world using HTTP or HTTPS. I'm inside Azure, and I previously created in another video in this course that was a storage account. And there's my storage. And there's my blob storage that was previously created. I can also create file service, queue service, and table service all in this one location. I'm going to go to the storage browser. And inside the storage browser, there are those 4 different types of storage that we can create. Now, the one type of storage that I was talking about earlier that is not in this list is going to be disk storage. Disk storage is something that we can add on to, say, our virtual machine. So when I created a virtual machine, it prompted me to add additional disk storage, and I could have added it right there, and it would have been accessible in my virtual machine and shown up as a drive letter, which I could have used. So that's a little bit different type of storage than the 4 other types of storage which you can create within your storage browser. So for instance, I'm going to create a storage queue. I've already created a blob storage. So now I'm going to click Add. I'll give it a name. I'll just call it Q1-demo. And it's created my storage queue. Instead of storing files like we could do with blob and other types of storage that we've talked about, this is going to be adding in what's called messages. And here's my message. And you can see it's going to expire in 7 days, but we can certainly change that to much longer or much less. And I'll say that this is my secret message and click OK. Now, I can certainly review this message within the Azure portal, but what I want to do is make this available to various different users, or you can also put it into various different applications. So to enable read access, you need to assign a user the storage queue data reader role, and you can do that in the roles section in the Azure portal. But after I've done that, I want to be able to go ahead and view that or give others the ability to view that message. So you can do a quick search for the Azure Storage Explorer, which you can download onto your Windows computer, and then you'll be able to go ahead and read any messages. You'll also be able to see other types of storage as well. I'm going to go ahead and install my Storage Explorer, And I'll just go ahead and choose who to give this access to. And once it's installed, it's going to open up, and I'll be able to view those messages provided that I have the correct reader role. Now, I have the global administrator role, so I should have no problem reading this message. Plus, I created it as well. But if you want anyone else to read it, then you can go into the role-based access control and go ahead and assign that reader role as needed. I'm launching the Azure Storage Explorer for the first time after installation. And I'll choose to sign in with Azure. I'll click Next. And it prompted me to sign in. Now I can go ahead and close the browser, go back into my Storage Explorer, and now I should be able to see everything that I've previously created. I've got lots of different storage that I can take a look at. For instance, my queue is going to show me this secret message that I created earlier. It's also going to show me the blob containers. There's my blob demo, and it's going to show me the disks that's attached to my virtual machine as well. And there's my virtual machine disk. Those are all the different types of storage that I went ahead and created in Azure. There are multiple storage options for each type of organization. Storage is definitely something to be familiar with when you take your AZ900 exam.